It's time to wrap this broadcast up with the Aldersons Awards West Postgame Show. For trophies, awards, t-shirts, and so much more, go to aldersons.net for their full catalog. Tony Davila here with Matthew King. Final score, Tumwater 6, Centralia 0. It was a good effort by the Tigers. They held on for as long as they could. It was 3-0 at halftime, all 3 goals coming from Lucy Bergford in the 13th, 24th, and 25th minutes. The last goal was assisted by Ava Jones. At the half, it was 3-0 Tumwater. They had 6 corners in the first half, none of them leading to any of the goals, but the T-Birds would come out pretty quickly into the second half, and it was Sophie Boatwright in the 50th minute to make it 4-0 at that point. 2 minutes later, Sierra Larson finds the back of the net to make it 5-0, and then Larson would close out the scoring in the 72nd minute on a beautiful free kick that was just on frame. She hadn't taken free kicks throughout the game, but that one went right under the crossbar and was the final goal of the game. Tumwater comes away 6-0. They have 10 corners to the 1 taken by Centralia.
Yeah, and Centralia's one was at the very last moments of this match. They had a few good opportunities to score, a couple in the first half. That incredible save by Sydney Woods. I mean, that was a perfectly placed free kick by Olivia Gerginski. So the Tigers had their opportunities in this one to get on the board. They just had a couple of lulls where Tumwater made them pay for it. Ava Jones was all over the place down here on the near side, and it just an insane game from Lucy Bergford, who then went back and played goal as well for Tumwater. So she was just doing it all, wore many hats for the hat trick.
Yeah, she did that and made a save at the end of the game because she did tip it out for the lone corner of the game. Had to, because that was a shot from distance, kind of out of position, and the Tigers just tried to get something going, and Bergford just got a fingertip on it, sent it wide for the lone corner. But what a game by the Tumwater T-Birds.
Yeah, and I mean, also got to give a shout-out to the Centralia keeper in this one, in Liliana Babka. She was getting peppered with a lot of shots. I'm not sure how many saves you have her down for, but she had some tough ones. That one last one, I'm not even sure how she managed to get that one out of the goal. Even when it hit the turf, it looked like you said, it was going to bounce back.
Yeah, I have her for 12 saves in this one, and that was a number of them. She kick saves, punched them over the crossbar. This could have been a much different game if Liliana Babka was not in the goal for the Tigers.
Yeah, it could have gotten out of hand quick. Again, good defense for Centralia as well. They were flying around, just swarming the ball consistently. Every time it felt like Tumwater crossed inside the 18, it felt like there were 3 or 4 Tigers immediately on the ball. So love the tenacity on defense. Centralia just still looking for that one goal. And it could just be like you see in basketball. Once you make one, you see it go in, all of a sudden you're set, you're solid. They'll start getting them in bunches. So it's just going to take that one for Centralia. It's coming.
It is coming. They can feel it. And big shout out to a few of the Tumwater players. Sydney Woods, as you said. Eden Vong putting on a show on those front flip throw-ins. She took a lot of the corners as well, was dialing it in there. They had a lot of run from a lot of players. Cameron Norton played well. Trinity Edwards on the back line was really good, along with Mia Cuyo. Midfield, Boatwright, Larson, Bergford all scored. Olivia Key is one of those unsung players that high motor, gets the ball where it needs to go, but isn't going to put a lot up as far as scoring and assists, but usually in the right place at the right time. And then Ava Jones and Mackenzie Kolb up top played great throughout the game.
Ava Jones is so fast. I mean, every time she touches the ball, we saw her have the ball, get knocked down, get back up, and still have time to possess the ball and dribble around a couple of defenders and get a shot attempt off. She's just so quick. And, yeah, Tumwater, they're a well-oiled machine. It's never just one player. You got to worry about all of them. It's unbelievable.
It is. They can attack from everywhere. All right, it is time to name our game MVP in tonight's game, and it's brought to you by Thorbeck's Wellness Center in Chehalis, Centralia, and South Bend. Strong today, stronger tomorrow, strongest together at Thorbeck's. And we had a chance to talk it over, and it's pretty obvious. Lucy Bergford, hat trick in the first half, natural hat trick as well. First 3 goals of the game go to Lucy Bergford. She steps in goal in the second half, makes a save in goal. So easy player of the game for the Tumwater T-Birds. Sierra Larson, shout out to her, 2 goals for her late in the game as well. So never give up for the T-Birds. But Lucy Bergford will be the MVP of this one.
Yeah, hat trick kind of makes it difficult to go against her. She was really, really awesome. Came out and was inches away a couple of times from a 4th goal to start the second half. She was just right place, right time. She had the hot hand here in this one.
That she did. And, again, shout out to the Centralia players. Liliana Babka, 12 saves for her. Isabel Graginski, Rexy Mejia, Bella Gomez-Ortiz, and Megan Tookstad. That back line for the Tigers played great throughout the game. All right, that will do it for this one. Up next for Tumwater, their next game should be another
They're
game.
both back in action on Thursday. Centralia on the road at Rochester, and you have the Tumwater T-Birds hosting Black Hills on Thursday night as well. That is going to be a really good one. 2 teams who battled for the league title last year.
That should be a good one, and the Centralia-Rochester game should be a good one as well. Both of them trying to get out of the cellar of the EvCo 2A and get into that top 4 where they can get into the playoffs and play some of those crossover games.
It's going to be a fun battle between those two. Then you have Aberdeen and Shelton. They're all going to be competing for that 4th spot out of the EvCo. You got to feel WF West, Black Hills, and Tumwater, all solid teams, young teams from last year that are back. It's going to be a fun battle for that 4th spot.
It will be a fun race to watch as the season goes on. All right, that puts a wrap on this one. The final score, Tumwater 6, Centralia 0. We'll see you next time right here on the Eli and NFHS Sports Networks. Have a great rest of your night.